Hello and welcome. Last Thursday or Friday, I don't remember which day, it was morning and I was out in the balcony enjoying the sunshine when I felt a really sharp pain in my stomach. And I couldn't understand why I was having such a sharp pain early morning until I noticed what I had in my hand. Habits. Tonight I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to get rid of habits that are not good for you or don't serve you anymore and replace them with the ones that give you joy and satisfaction. Like my habit, when I understood what I had in my hand was coffee. Coronavirus has brought us a lot of things, and one of them, among them, extra time. I think it's safe to say for most of us, we don't commute to work anymore. And so I used to go to central London frequently. And now I have some couple of hours extra that I don't know what to do with myself and I get bored. And getting bored was a trigger for me to revive a very old habit that I used to have when I lived and worked in Brazil. Drinking an absurd amount of coffee. So this is the tip number 1 to I forgot to change their habit, sorry. The tip number 1 is pay attention, not to the habit as such, because pay attention to the habit doesn't mean anything. Pay attention to the pain that the habit causes. In my case, a physical pain in my stomach. That is why we change the habits, when we pay attention to the pain. And the pain does not have to be physical, like in my case. It can be emotional. For example, ask yourself what you do, what habits you have when you are stressed or sad or angry. It can also be a financial pain. I have all of my clients who came to me to ask me to help them to stop smoking find that they now have more money. So the cause of the pain is what pushes us to change habit. Rule number 1. And of course, I then pay attention to, I made a decision to, because I love coffee, not to completely ignore coffee, but to have only 2 cups a day, in the morning and in the afternoon. And in the meantime, I drink tea, which gives me as much satisfaction as coffee, because I also like coffee. And drinking tea actually was a habit I picked up when I moved to England. Because in this country you have an amazing variety of teas. I don't quite like the dark tea with milk, which I find it a bit, but I love herbal tea. So that is the second tip to change the habit. Pick a habit that gives you joy and satisfaction. Perhaps something that you used to, a habit that you used to have, or revive, like me, a positive habit, something that you used to do that gave you joy and satisfaction. Try it. Hi Chris, good to see you. See if you still enjoy doing that old habit, or try something else. But it has to be something that gives you satisfaction and joy. Otherwise, the habit will not stick. And it is more likely that you go back to the old habit that you want to get rid of in the first place. Also, tea is something that it's easy to make, in my case, and it's easy to get. I love the blended tea. I love to go to special tea houses where you can buy the blends. Now, now at the moment, it's not possible because of the lockdown. But I can still get an amazing variety of delicious teas at the supermarket. And that is the third, hi Nina, and that is the third tip to make a habit stick. Be realistic about the habits, realistic according to the circumstances you are living right now. So I gave the example of tea. It is easy to get, so I go and get it. Now, if the habit you are installing, if the new, hi Scott, great to see you here. If the habit you are installing is completely unrealistic, it will not stick. And again, you go back to the old habit. So for example, you are at home, you have more time and you want to start exercising, for example. And then you have this great idea, because you have spare room in your house, you have this idea of buying an exercise bike. Really think about it. Take your time. Is this really realistic? Or after a week, it's going to become one more place for you to hang your clothes. So really, really take your time to check if the habit is really realistic. And some people ask me how long it takes for the habit to become unconscious, to become automatic. Well, some scientists says 21 days. I measure my habit when it is unconscious, when I don't have to think about it. So for now, at this very moment, I still have to pay attention when I make coffee to think about, hi Elisa, to think about how many cups, if it's my first cup or if it's the second and last cup. So to me, I know that the habit is completely installed when I don't have to think about it anymore. So that's it. 3 tips. First, pay attention to the pain that the habit causes, that will give you the reason for you to change. Second, replace it with a habit that gives you satisfaction and joy. And the third one, be realistic about the new habit according to the circumstance you are in at this very moment, and really think about it. Otherwise, you give up and go back to the old habit. Now, if I would love to hear from you, if you decide to change your habit, how we get on with it. And if you have any doubts, any concerns and worries, please get in touch with me, either on my website, send me an email, or send me a message. And make a decision right now to have a habit to share this video to as many people as possible so they can benefit from it. Thank you for watching. I'm Regina. Stay strong, stay safe with new habits, and see you next time.